Hey Saber fans, this is Adam from Force Sabers. Welcome back. I want to introduce you to a new saber I just finished. So I've been wanting to do a saber like this for a little while. If you can't recognize this is actually a Maglite. So this is kind of like an old school build. We used to do these in the past. You don't see too many of these around anymore, but I've had this old Maglite. It's a D Cell holder that was sitting around for a while, and I really wanted to do something with it. It's just kind of been sitting off to the side where I build my sabers. So I was looking at it one day, and I know that the custom saber shop sells these emitters that fit perfectly on these. You just kind of you tear it apart, you pull out all the guts of the flashlight, and then you can make it into a cool and unique saber. It's all metal, super durable. I wanted to go with a Sith style on this, so you can see it's all fully customized. As you know, I like different builds, something unique, builds that nobody else has. So this is kind of what I wanted to do with this one. If you haven't seen some of my other recent sabers I did, I was doing some upgrades to some Ultra Sabers. So this is a similar paint style I did with this, just a little different with the paint colors. So let's go over what the saber's kind of all about. As I said, it's super, it's big, it's beefy, it's really durable. This is a beater saber, so it's just that whole kind of design I was going along with this. So with the emitter, it's a really heavy duty aluminum, super thick. Blade comes down to right around this area. You actually have a 10/32 retention screw for the blade. Usually it's an 8/32, but this one has a little bit bigger one. So I did all this weathering with it, sanded it all down. Underneath it's like a brushed aluminum. Sanded that all down, painted it flat black, then overlaid it with this copper color, and then overlaid that again with another flat black, sanded it all down, did all this engraving in here, ton of weathering, and then sanded off the black, clear coated it to seal it all in. But so I took a Dremel and did all this engraving. So there's tons of damage, and that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted a really weathered, beat up saber with this. So there's all this dremeling in here. You can see where the black paint kind of went into the grooves, and then it's all dremeled out to bring out more of the silver underneath. All damaged here around these edges, and then it's all sanded down to kind of make it so it's not jagged too. This one I was kind of go with, I guess if a saber came down and sliced it and kind of cut through here. Did this kind of design on the metallic blue Ultra Saber I did, where I did these cuts kind of round in circles. And then it's just all this different weathering and, cuts and designs in here. More bigger damage down here in the grip area. Now actually under here, before I move on into the grip area, there's a retention screw for the LED, which is an RGB LED, all housed in an aluminum housing. There's a retention screw underneath the emitter that holds it in. It's actually up on this side. And then there's another retention screw that goes through the emitter, through the grip area, and then actually into the LED module as well. So it's all locked into place. Some more cool cutouts here. Red illuminated dome 16mm switch. And then with the natural design of the flashlight, you have this texturing here. This is a retention screw for the custom chassis I built just for the saber. I had to make it bigger because, as you can see, the saber itself is pretty thick. That's why I said it's a great beater saber. Something you can really clash around. Just more damage down here. Love the way this copper came out. I was trying to sand it down to really where the damaged areas were. It's just, I don't know, really cool paint effects with this. Love the way it came out. And then down to the pommel. Just a ton more damage, drilled out for some vented, but and then drilled all this, just more damage and weathering down here too. So to get to the chassis, inside is a 18650 battery. Has the new Verso Soundboard in here, so you have the smooth swing. Wanted a simple soundboard with this, and the Verso is perfect. It's new. There's going to be upgrades to it. I just upgraded the firmware on it, so when you pull out the kill key, it actually saves the color. That was just one of the new things. It was reverting back to the original color, but I upgraded that with this as well. So we're going to get to the chassis here. Just going to loosen this retention screw here a little bit. I would keep it horizontal so it doesn't just drop out on you. Loosen it just a little bit more. There you go. So I made it so it easily slides in and out. You have a recharge port, red kill key, 28mm bass speaker, 18650 battery, so you can pull that out if you like to recharge that. Verso board, a little bit of hot glue to keep it all these wires in place. So all nice and snug in there. So you have access to the SD card in case you want to switch that out. I loaded a custom sound font on here. Want to go with a nice deep Sith bassy kind of font there. So let's pull the kill key out. So to put the chassis back in, you're just going to line up the side of the chassis with the retention screw right here. Slide it back in. You can push it in there a little bit. So when you tighten the retention screw down, it's going to tighten on the side of the chassis and not onto the battery or the board. Just give a little bit there, and then everything is locked into place. Put the pommel back on. Then you have your illuminated switch. Nice bright red LED start off with. A little bit of shine through there with this cutout. And of course you have the smooth swing. Clash. Switch through the colors, just double tap. And back to the red. So great board, super sensitive with the smooth swing. Of course you get the flash too. When you clash, you get the flash on clash. So cool little saber here. Love the way it came out. Like I said, it's a cool beater saber. Nice and durable. Super strong. All metal. And then with the Verso board in there, you have a brand new simple board that I think works perfectly with this saber. Also has deep sleep mode, so if you don't want to put the kill key in right away, it'll go into deep sleep mode to save the battery that way too. So that is, I'm going to name this one the Beast, just because of the kind of saber it is. It's just that really beefy saber. Super cool. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, different sabers coming out. Keep an eye on the YouTube channel. Subscribe, Instagram, Facebook. I post all my pictures on there. Any questions, comments, leave them below. Until next time, take care and God bless.